I think I should summon Cthulhu, right?
Before that,
I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll summon the great old one that kills everybody.
Okay, I'm summoning
Yay!
Cthulhu. I can put it anywhere where it
you have a gate.
No, where do you do it? Read his instructions. It says exactly how you do it.
Okay, there must
I was
be
very careful.
a gate with Cthulhu at the starting area. Can be an abandoned or enemy controlled. If this is the first awakening, pay 10 power. Otherwise, pay 4. Cthulhu appears in the starting area here. And
Cthulhu always reappears there.
okay,
No other Great Old One has that restriction.
okay. Remember to gain 1 elder sign. So Cthulhu.
And other side. Oh, Cthulhu, you need to reduce your power.
Oh,
for
I do.
That purchase.
That's 10.
And you get a spell book for calling
you really
Cthulhu
saying
out?
that?
Yeah.
I should probably do Submerge because I have Cthulhu. Do you recommend something else?
He's not helping
Nope.
you anymore.
No,
You're winning.
There's 4
winning.
spell books. They're all good. You
Okay.
won't be sad you have any of them.
Okay. I'm gonna just do Submerge.
Or in chaos, punish the unbelievers.
I think I'm gonna do something chaotic.
Ooh, that sounds excellent.
Oh boy.
I mean, I just want to join the party.
And she got a spell book.
And I got a spell book.
What spell book was that?
The one that says unless a great old one is involved in the battle with Nyarlathotep, Nyarlathotep can't be killed.
I shall desecrate.
Let's see. You failed twice, right? So
Yeah. Hooray!
Boop.
And I get a spell book as well. I don't have Haster out yet, so Shriek of the Baki. Or Biaki.
You got a lot of spell
Blast.
books. Okay.
all up to you.
It's all up to me. Oh my gosh.
Save us.
Stop them. Come on.
I was gonna summon some fungi because I can do that for 1.
Guys.
Okay. I'm gonna start.
You know, just to show off to people that are watching this, I'm going to make a different suggestion for you that you do not have to follow. Take off the fungi.
Just testing.
Do Avatar instead.
Avatar, choose an area and a faction. Swap the location of
Just call her Shub for short.
Shubby and a monster or a
So, let me
cultist
give you
in
an
the
example,
area.
And I'm not
Choose
picking
a
anything.
faction.
I am kind of picking anything yellow, but just that he's been picking on you. So look, do you see Europe?
Yeah.
You could swap with someone in Europe,
And I would just move her by herself?
and one of them would go to where you are.
But wouldn't she be kind of weak and undefended over there? I was trying to protect her.
My
What's he
cultist
got?
will like.
He
just-
has cultists.
I guess
He
you're
has
right.
cultists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do it.
All right. All
And
right.
cultists are
It takes
edible.
1.
Yeah, cultists are edible. Remember.
Right. Jeff, let's do a swappy thing.
Oh, sure.
Which one is it going to be?
Oh, probably this guy.
You go to my place. I'll go to yours. Sleep over. Okay.
Now, next turn, you could capture his cultist because he doesn't have a great old one there, or do whatever you want. And eventually, you can probably have that gate in Europe. He may not care because he doesn't have a desecration there or anything, but he might care a little bit because, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna move Cthulhu next to my Australian man. He's
Okay,
protected.
'cause that's
costs
away
1.
from the enemy. That's the wrong direction.
Oh, okay. I'm want to.
You're Cthulhu, right? So
Yeah,
you should be going towards the enemy. Oh yeah, go towards
God,
the king in yellow.
that's so much
He loves that.
stuff.
Don't
You're
be intimidated.
Cthulhu.
Don't be
You're
intimidated.
Cthulhu.
I'm.
You're a wrecking ball.
Okay.
You could go just
Cthulhu
smash
has
up that
nothing
one
to
ghoul.
be afraid of.
Yeah, you could.
Which one?
Really mess it up. The one that's
Apex predator.
Which one? This.
that
Sitting by your gate.
Down.
Down.
Oh
They're all
yeah.
trying to get you to
yeah.
pick on me.
There you
Okay.
go.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's
There you
suspicious
go.
at all?
That is suspicious.
Yeah, it is a little suspicious.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, everyone
Okay.
forgot about him.
Okay.
Are we going to fight now?
Uh,
Or do you just win?
Well, you can't move and fight at the same time
Okay.
yet.
and I go down 1.
Yes.
Cthulhu is a 1 too.
Chaos.
I have no.
Oh.
You're powered out because you brought out your big
Yeah, I
guns.
did.
0 power. Oh, that's good to know. I'm gonna do the Screaming Dead. I'm gonna go here.
Get out of here.
Punch up
Stinky
Cthulhu a little
zombies.
bit, just because it's fun.
I support this
Yeah.
officially.
And then I can fight as a free action. Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's not free. It costs you a power.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm going
so
to
your
fight.
combat is King in Yellow. How much does he have?
0. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
0.
What's your undead have?
They each have 1 less than the total number of undead. There's 5 there, so 4 dice.
You get 4. You roll 4 dice. What does Cthulhu have? Starspawn. That rolls 3 dice. You roll 3 dice. He rolls 4 dice.
Does it matter the color?
Oh. 2 pushes and a murder.
I don't know what these things are. I'm not told these
One
things.
pain.
1 pain.
Okay,
Pain.
so here's how this works. One of your guys dies, Cthulhu, because he rolled a murder.
Okay.
Who picks that?
Pro tip, she picks it. Pro tip, pick the cheap one.
But I would abandon the gate, though, if I
Yes.
choose him.
Well,
Well, he would be
The other
abandoning
guy's
it
gonna be
anyways.
pained out of the area,
Yeah.
so you're gonna
The pain
abandon
is
the
gonna
gate
push.
anyway.
You're leaving that area.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I will pick this cheap one.
Ah, he dies. Now,
He's
Yellow
dead.
has a guy that has to retreat that he picks. But
Yes.
wait, there's more. Madness. Okay, Yellow, who are you gonna paint out?
Who's pained?
oh, one of these
The
guys.
little guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Now she picks where they go. They can't go somewhere that has the guy they just fought.
I'm gonna send you to me,
Now we're treating Starspawn.
and then I'm gonna send you. And I can't send this to where there's any
You can't
yellow.
send it where there's yellow.
Oh man, that sucks.
Oh, there's yellow everywhere.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put you here.
And that was that combat, and now it's yellow's. It's Blue's turn. No, it's
Oh,
not.
I
She's
have
done.
no power.
Black goat.
And I gotta capture some yellows over
It's Black
here.
Goat's turn. I forgot it was going the other way around. Okay, Black Goat.
And so, if I'm gonna capture, do you get to pick who I capture in Europe?
Yeah, this guy.
Okay.
Well, actually, an option just opened up, which you could move a cultist and your Great Old One to the North Atlantic, and then look, a gate.
In that swapping way?
No, just move them there with a pay power and move them like a honest gentleman.
But, so how can I move a cultist along with this guy?
You'd have to
Pay
pay.
2 power because you're moving 2 dudes.
Oh, I thought you had to move him from one area. You can just do all the movement you can afford in one
All
much as you
the
can
movement
afford.
you want. You just can't move 2 areas in a row, is all.
So you could
So
move
that's 1 power.
her there.
Then you just take a cultist,
But I gotta take a cultist out of a...
Move him off of that gate for 1 power.
move
and
him
then
off
move
that gate,
1 over there to There you go.
then move with that one to there.
3 power.
3
Yeah.
power.
And look at that. Cthulhu, it's your turn.
Okay, destruction.
What would you like to do?
Can't just call destruction.
Cthulhu, you have submerge?
Murder.
Remember who's winning
I
and
win.
You have
losing.
submerge, right?
Also,
True.
remember
That
who's
is
losing.
Use
true.
it.
And can you submerge now? Can you go underwater? I thought that was Sandy.
Arthur is here.
Can you do that submerge thing where
Yeah.
you go and you show up in another ocean far away from me?
For Submerge, you can take Cthulhu and any units in the area with him off the map, and then bring them back at any time that you choose anywhere on the
Anywhere.
map. But he has to submerge in water,
Okay.
and you can only
And come
take
up in water.
Anywhere. No,
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Oh, anywhere.
Tidal wave washes you onto the land.
Yeah, it's a weird thing about how aquifers work.
Okay.
It's like a water table thing.
Is there a ghoul there?
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
a ghoul.
Oh, I got it for you. Okay, pay 1 power and fight the ghoul.
Fight the
Fight it.
ghoul. Okay, I'll fight the ghoul. Let's fight the ghoul.
Do I roll? The ghoul has no combat, so I just sit here and watch.
So you roll a pile of dice.
Pay your 1 power.
Oh, pay power. I'm paying power.
Okay, now, what is Cthulhu's pre-battle ability before you roll dice?
The enemy player eliminates one of his monsters or cultists in the area of his choice.
There you go. Hey, look. Okay, it's over. Hey, no problem. It costs you 0 to get back, dude. That guy was born to be eaten by Cthulhu. Okay, now.
He's still a bad
you
sport.
just killed the enemy unit in combat,
Still a bad sport.
So
right?
I didn't even have to battle him. He just
You
went
said,
away.
look at that guy just like
was the
looked
battle.
at me.
It was very
and
short.
was like,
It was Cthulhu and 1 guy, right? So those
Okay.
battles were not very long.
That wasn't a very long battle at all. It was.
But you killed a guy anyway.
Oh,
What does that mean?
that means I get more spells.
Yes. And while you're picking out your spell, Crawling Chaos can rise to power.
Okay.
No, she can't. She's out of power.
We're not
Yellow
doing
sign. Run away from Black Goat.
I shall do the Screaming Dead. Move over with my buddy
What
over
you
here.
doing? What you doing? What you doing?
I'm gonna poop on that place. Boop boop.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm desecrating it.
Wait, what are you doing?
Perfect. I got 6 guys there. Doink.
You have 6 guys there?
Yeah, that's where the other zombie was moved. So it's 5 zombies and the king.
Wow, nice.
And then I'll bring that guy in there.
I don't want to be boring, but I feel like I gotta get my cults back out there. Right?
You do. But first, I would pay 0 power and put a ghoul there with that cultist is all alone, so that monster can't capture him, which for some reason he hasn't done. You can do more monsters if you want.
I was gonna save my power from putting my cultists back out.
I think that's wise. Okay, Cthulhu.
He called me wise. Did he call you wise?
You didn't call me wise.
No.
I think I'm going to try the during gather power. If Cthulhu is in play, you gain 1 power for each enemy controlled area gate. Should I go after big bads or should I go after the little people?
What other spellbooks do you need to get?
I need to kill 2 or
I
more.
got a spell book.
You got to go to a place where there's at least 2 enemies.
Okay.
And try to kill them both. It's going to be really hard if they're giant, massive enemies. So probably the best thing to do is to submerge with your frog.
With my frog, okay. I don't want to go to East Africa with these guys. And kill Tim.
That would be stupid. There's a yellow guy there. There's a lot of bad.
Someone who is more doom points.
Oh,
A
because
prospect for doom points.
he's so behind that
He's
I
kind
should
of
go
behind
after
a little
these
bit.
2.
I'm barely playing.
Okay, I'm going to submerge with these guys, and I take them off the board.
Put him over here. On your
Oh, on my thing.
We'll put them there.
Yeah, and that's 1 point.
Joffrey.
Oh yes. I'm going to cover this guy with undead and fight there.
It's gentle but intimidating.
You're declaring battle.
I am declaring battle.
Battle, battle, battle.
It's an extremely bold move.
Right. Okay, so let's work this out. How many monsters do you have?
I have 5 monsters and
How many dice is
You
he
have
rolling?
5 undead, correct?
yep, and 4 dice.
Okay, so 4 dice. Now let's see what she gets to roll. She has 2 hunting horrors. That's 4 dice all by itself. And then what does Nyarlathotep roll?
As many spellbooks as I have, plus as many spellbooks as you have.
I have many spell books.
So 7.
It's 5, and you have 3. So that's 8.
Oh, 8. You're right. I have 3.
Plus 4 more, he rolled 12 dice.
Plus
This is
4
gonna
more.
be fun for someone. We'll see who it is.
So I don't have enough dice over here for how many I have to roll.
What was that?
I need
provided
2
you with
more.
enough dice
Just
to
come over
change.
here.
Attacker.
Yes, shall we?
Amy, use the box.
Yeah.
Contain your
Contain the
rage.
chaos.
A little plug for Flux and Flyway here.
Pain.
2 pains.
2 pains.
Jeff has 2 pains and 2 misses.
Yeah.
Let's see what you get.
Woof.
5 kills
Ha
and
Really?
3 pains.
Wow.
Oh wait, 4 pains.
You got 5 kills? Is she reading those right?
Yep, 5 kills.
That's 5 kills. That's a lot of kills.
That's actually
Good,
loaded.
good roll.
So tell me
Okay.
which ones you want to die.
Dead.
I delight in death.
Let's keep him alive. Dead and dead.
Okay.
And your-
now,
And where
Three
would you
pains.
like them to move?
Oh, there's only 2 left.
Oh.
Oh, well, let's see. You know where I am. This dude can go here. He's pretty good. I like that.
That is good.
Yeah. And then this dude.
Oh wait, you had a Byaki there? I couldn't
Oh,
see
I
that.
actually should have 2 more dice. I'm sorry, I read that
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, go on then. Another pain.
An extra pain.
Everybody's pained.
So paint him. Rar. Okay. Now paint 3 of your guys out,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'll tell you what happens in the special.
All right. So I'm gonna paint all 3 of them
Right there? Yeah.
into this section.
Uh-oh.
Now,
Free move.
here's the special thing. What is Nyarlathotep's special post-battle ability?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look up. If Narthotep is in battle in which 1 or more enemy are pained or killed, you receive power equal to half the cost to awaken those great old ones. Per enemy great old one, you may choose to receive 2 elder signs instead of power. How much power did it cost to awaken
King in yellow?
King in Yellow?
4.
Oh, I get 2
4.
power, but that's 2 more than I
You
had.
Oh, no. You can either get 2 power, or you can get 2 elder signs.
Oh wow. I'll go with the 2 elder signs.
One of my friends says every time you shake the king in yellow tree, 2 elder signs drop out.
All right, you have 1 power left.
I do
wanna
have
mess
1
you
power
up.
left.
I'm going to spend a power and I need some more devotion among my people. Maybe I'll just put it right here in the middle. That took way too much time to decide. Okay, now are you out?
I have 1 power, but I was going to.
Go back up there and kill all those people.
He has way more guys.
Murder.
Wait, you have 1 power left?
I have 1 power.
I would emerge in Asia. Look, there's a bunch of guys there, and you love the dice they roll.
North Asia?
That one little.
See that spot
No,
with a bunch of
East Asia.
culties doing nothing?
These guys?
Look at that.
Hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah, they're weak.
I'm gonna
Those
do.
fat, sassy guys there, just begging to
And
fight
she brings her
Cthulhu.
frog.
They've been asking for this.
Frog friend.
Frog fraction friend.
That's intimidating.
So
That wasn't a merge.
that's a point. That's done.
That was free.
Oh, that was free.
Yeah.
So I can.
Now you can spend energy to eat them all.
No, she's done. Next person's turn.
Yeah. So it'll be the next
Oh.
one. She doesn't lose any power, but it is the end of her turn.
So now
Okay.
it's yellow sign.
I'm going to spend an energy and move him over here.
You could have attacked him.
Ah, this ocean is over.
0? I guess I could have eaten the culty.
No, I'm saying that he could have attacked you on his turn.
Yeah. Well, he wants to
Not
have
true,
power.
I
He
need
doesn't
power.
want Not power.
And then it is my turn. I'm going to
I
bring
did mess
another
him up pretty
cultist
good
out.
last turn.
There. And now I am done.
It is my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you declaring battle?
If I have the points, I'm declaring battle, right?
So something about this encounter here, she has a lot of cultists right there and no defense. So
Okay.
you could attack her and potentially
Push 'em
knock
all
a
out.
lot of those cultists out, maybe kill a bunch of them. You would immediately kill 1 with Devour.
With just looking at her in the eye.
Or,
But she gets to pick it, so it wouldn't be the one on the gate.
unless you got them all. But
Attack.
you could just pay 1 and get a capture, and then you would have a power
Attack.
added on for the next round.
Does that look like a surgical kind of guy? No. He would kill everybody.
I'm gonna attack. Let's attack.
Yes.
Wait, you're attacking? Can you hand me my...
How many of these dice?
Yeah, I want both of them.
Wait.
She didn't know you could do that.
I don't know you can do that. What's that? What is this?
Well, I mean, if pre-battle, I can move these to where the
Wait, I
battle
didn't
is.
know that.
Okay,
You gave
okay.
bad advice.
Fair,
Bad advice.
fair.
Should I just look at someone and capture someone?
Maybe at the BS.
Okay, I'm gonna do that instead.
Put them back.
Cultists, right?
Amy is the most evil player here. Look at her. Just gentle evil. Oh, could I please have my horrible monsters, please?
So I am just capturing.
Eating a
Yeah.
Just take one.
No. You don't pick who it is.
She
She
picks.
picks it is.
Yeah,
you're
not
the
that
devoured.
one.
Oh, sorry.
This one.
That one.
All right, anyone have any power left?
No.
Wait,
No.
No. All right.
Oh, during a gather power, if Cthulhu is in play, you gain 1 power for each enemy-controlled gate in the area.
That's the enemy control gate in the ocean.
So 4 for 1 for each.
No.
Enemy
Oh,
control
enemy
gate.
So just
control
one.
gate. 1.
You're welcome.
Too many
Alliance,
powers. Yeah.
remember?
No.
Against blue.
No.
Alliance against blue. I think we all know.
She's winning.
So Doom Track. How many gates, Cthulhu?
3.
1, 2, 3, up to 12. How many gates, Black Goat?
3.
1, 2, 3, 7. How many gates, Yellow Sign?
1.
Up to 3. How many gates, Crawling Chaos?
2.
Up to 6. Okay, so first player is going to stay Cthulhu. Do you want to change the order of play around the table?
I can screw her up if I go this way, right?
I suppose so.
I don't know. I've been doing pretty well either way.
It doesn't matter.
Might as well. Might as well.
Okay. Tim.
All right,
Well, when in
so
doubt, change it.
now do you want to do a Ritual of Annihilation?
I'm not quite sure why I should be doing this.
So a Ritual of Annihilation will get you extra points for your gates on the Doom Track. And right now it would cost, you would pay 5 power, you would get 3 extra points on the Doom Track.
And you get an Elder Sign because you have
And
a
an
great
Elder
Elder
Sign. Yeah.
So only you can decide if your need for the Elder Sign and the 3 extra Doom is worth the 5 power. The other benefit you get is that the price will go up for the next person to do it.
Yeah, it goes from 5, it'll jump up to 6.
Dramatic.
It is dramatic.
In my games, I'm doing this not to help Cthulhu, but to make you all informed. The players pretty much always do it if they have 5 gates. Usually do it when they have 4, unless they have something important to spend for. 3 is about 50-50, and 2 they don't like to do it unless they're yellow sign.
Okay, I'm not gonna do the ritual track.
Blackout?
I shall neither.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so no one is going to do a ritual, but we're going to take a break real quick, and I'm going to talk to Chase about the figures that he's painted here, and we're going to get some drinks, and we'll be back soon.
Ah,
Drinks.
evil.
As we mentioned earlier in the video, we're going to be joined by a guest, Chase Norton, and he's the person who painted all the miniatures that we're using for the game today. So it was really fortunate that we were able to get in touch with him, and he can be here to join us today to just have a little chat about his style and how he approaches painting.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for the kind words.
No, thanks for being here.
Yeah, for sure.
And thanks for the figures. I mean, you told me before, but what was your estimate for how much time was spent across all these?
Across all of the factions that you have, it could be anywhere from like 400 to 500 hours.
But this isn't the only game you paint. Like, you've been painting minifigures for a while now?
Actually, no. Besides like a handful of like Last Night on Earth zombies and a couple of things here and there, Cthulhu Wars is the first big painting project that I ever got myself into.
How did you develop your style and technique to this point, if this was like the first major time you jumped into it?
A lot of YouTube, a lot of tutorials. YouTube is a great source of information. A lot of really good painters offering up their knowledge there. So yeah, the first thing I did, the first Cthulhu Wars campaign had some collector's figures. And I took this Nafke, and this was the first Cthulhu Wars figure that I had ever painted. And I don't know if you can tell from the video, quality isn't quite up to what I ended with as I went through the factions. But yeah, after painting this guy and seeing like the life that paint brought to the figures, I just got really excited to start into the factions. But even that was a daunting decision because once I put paint down on one figure, it's going to drive me crazy to play this game with just a few things painted. So I knew I was in for it for the long haul. But I think I attribute a lot of that drive and that completion to being part of the board game geek community and also the Facebook Cthulhu Wars community. It just helps a lot to have people kind of cheering you on and admiring your work. It really gives you that energy and that focus to keep pushing forward.
So you said that you learned a lot of resources on YouTube. Did you have to adapt like other lessons that you learned, or were you able to find things that sort of specifically suited these type of paint jobs?
I think at first I just learned kind of general concepts, and then I chose the colorations and stuff and applied them with that. The first faction I worked on was the Windwalker faction for Cthulhu Wars, and it had these kind of shaggy creatures with a lot of raised detail. These were great for dry brushing, which is like the first step into the miniatures painting realm. That's kind of your basic technique is dry brushing. So they were a fantastic faction to start with. And then, as I progressed, I actually worked backwards. I started with the original 3 faction expansions and kind of worked on those. And then the core game factions are where my skill really kind of blossomed.
I know that a lot of people generally have the same multi-step process, and in terms of how they paint, with like doing like a primer, base coat, and then washes and dry brushing and things like that. Is there like a specific approach that you like to take?
Depends on the figure. Lately I've been switching over from dry brushing to a lot more layering. It looks about 10% better and takes 3 times the amount of time. But generally, yeah, I do a primer, a base coat, and then a shade, and then dry brush or layer, depending on what I'm working on.
Something else I was really sort of impressed by was the amount of customization that you added to a lot of the figures, just in terms of, I mean, it's like really surprising that you don't do like 3D modeling work, because and I can't really tell the difference between the original sculpts and the stuff that you added. It's like really seamlessly integrated. So what was it that compelled you to try to physically modify them as well?
So sculpting is kind of another hobby I've delved into just a little bit. Been kind of a jack of all trades. I've done a little bit of like tiny bit of sculpting here and there, a little bit of painting, but with Cthulhu Wars, I've really stuck with the painting and really honed the skill. But I actually grabbed, this was one of the first things I've ever sculpted with a 3D medium.
Oh wow!
This is inspired by the Dead Space games, John Carpenter's The Thing, those sorts of just grotesque creatures. I really wish I was better at painting when I painted this guy, because I'm actually really happy with the sculpture, but yeah, I didn't really know much about painting.
Is there anyone that you are inspired by, or like feel like you're, trying to match in terms of ability?
A painter by the name of Paul, and I apologize if I butcher the last name, Nojima. He's a really talented painter. His artwork kind of has a realism to it that I don't see in a lot of other miniature paint-ups.
It's like something else that really I liked about your figures is that you tried to apply just like these extra details, or like an extra layer of concept above just a static figurine, like how Sleeper has kind of light source from the ground being painted up, like spilling onto it, or the sort of like Predator style spots that ended up on Cthulhu, and the yellow sign being painted directly onto his stir. Something I find fun about painting is to look at these things and try to think of how they might actually exist, or base them on actual living creatures, like just try to get inspiration from different markings and patterns or the way things look. It's always cool to see how everyone approaches the same model. It's like the exact same thing, but everyone can paint them so differently, and everyone sort of has their own style and how they approach things.
Yeah, and I love like storytelling in my miniature paint-ups, just adding like little details and stuff that yeah, like I said, like, tell a story. The Yellow Sign is a faction that I've spent quite a bit of time doing this storytelling in it. I actually sculpted on yellow ribbons on the bases of all the undead and the King in Yellow. So the King in Yellow makes these undead as he goes around the board, and they follow him. So, and the King in Yellow kind of has these ribbons that are swirling around him, and the undead, of course, have all the wrappings, kind of like mummy-looking wrappings. So I thought, maybe these wrappings are originating from the King in Yellow, and he's kind of puppeting all these corpses with this yellow ribbon. So I sculpted those onto the bases to kind of tell that story, and it makes them look all connected.
Do you mind, like, if I ask, like, what you do professionally, since you seem to have like a lot of really artistic, creative hobbies?
Yeah, I'm a designer for a roller coaster manufacturer.
Oh wow!
I do a lot of work in 3D modeling programs. SolidWorks is my area of expertise. So I bring a lot of creativity to that profession. But then, yeah, also in all my hobbies.
When you say like a roller coaster company, is that like designing rides themselves or components of the rides, or?
Yep, all of the above.
Wow.
I mostly work on structure layout, 3D modeling of structure and that track and that.
Any rides that people would be familiar with?
The ride name is called the 40 Freestone. There's the Batman ride in Fiesta, Texas, and there's an equivalent that's called the Joker. I'm blanking on where that's installed. I also worked on a ride that went into Circus, the El Loco there.
And like, how do you even get into that business? Are you part of a company that does design like this, or do you freelance and get brought on to different projects?
I'm hired with the company. At my last job, I got word from from a friend that they were looking to hire a SolidWorks modeler. So I applied and got the job and moved up, and now I'm working there.
Oh, like a lot of roller coasters are like heavily branded and like themed on existing characters and things like that. So you're sort of taking existing IPs and finding ways to recontextualize them into a like entertainment experience.
Yeah, I actually wish our company was a little more involved in the theming. I think that would be an area I would excel at, and I'm pushing for it. We'll see what happens.
You're pushing for a Lovecraft ride?
Yeah, currently not a whole lot of theming.
So when people buy Cthulhu Wars and they get the big box and everything, the figures more or less come looking like this. It's like a lot of the detail that's in these sculpts is just sort of completely lost in this solid color. So you look at it and you don't really quite see just how impressive it is. And the process of painting it brings out a lot of the detail and the character that's in there. And even just, you know, looking at one and the other, you can see what a difference it makes. It's like amazing for me to hear that you're able to pick things up so quickly. And I feel like that should be like a pretty strong motivator for a lot of people else like out there who also want to get into painting, that if you just really throw yourself into it, you can make progress pretty quickly.
Yeah, for Cthulhu Wars specifically, I would recommend the Windwalker faction. It's really friendly to beginner techniques.
What was the last faction that you finished after you had sort of gained all the ability that you had?
Cthulhu. Spent a long time thinking through color schemes for Cthulhu. By the time I did him, there were dozens and dozens of them out on the internet. I wanted something a little more than like green, just the traditional
green lizard
look. Yeah, I thought through a couple ideas. One promising idea that I didn't go with was like adapting like the blue ring octopus designs, having like I was going to go really dark with Cthulhu, like almost black, and have these really vibrant green designs on him. But then I thought of this predator skin tones, and how could I say no to that?
Yeah, it was awesome, and it was just amazing to get to see all these like come down onto the table for a game. Felt like a special privilege to have them here for the shoot, and I want to just thanks again for trusting us and having them here. And,
yeah.
Hopefully they get back to you in one piece. There haven't been any casualties yet.
We'll see. This is where I should plug my upcoming foam tray storage solution.
And you're actually sort of, you're going to start marketing these foam trays, right? Like this is an actual product you're trying to develop?
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully around the end of August, maybe a little bit later. Want to give Cthulhu Wars fans at least some break after Onslaught 3 to recuperate before launching another Cthulhu Wars related Kickstarter. But it'll be titled Cthulhu Wars Sponge.
Well, thanks for calling in and joining us, and for the figures. It was just awesome for me, especially to get a chance to see them in person, because I don't know if I'm ever going to make it out to Utah anytime soon, but if I do, I'll drop you a line.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks, Chase.
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. It was great.